Season Pass, sponsored by City National Bank, starts now.
And welcome into Season Pass. I'm your host, Brian Cunningham. Episode 31 of Season Pass is officially underway. May the 4th be with you. High school softball just wrapped up the area round. They're finished. The fellas are finishing up the by-district matchups. ASU has both softball and baseball in the playoffs with some other sporting news from around the country to look at, including the NFL draft recap from Green Bay and the Kentucky Derby. But we're going to start a little local first. Lakeview Chiefs baseball up first. One of their 7 remaining teams in the Concho Valley. The fellas had a 3-game series versus Mineral Wells to open up their playoffs, and we hear from head coach Tony Cortez recapping that series.
Proud is an understatement. You know, with this group, they graduated a lot of seniors last year off this team. There was a heavy senior team, which they made it to the second round of the baseball playoffs. So there's been a lot of success in this program from the past few years and stuff. So we just wanted to continue that tradition of just winning and making the playoffs. And very young team. I believe I right now only have 2 seniors, 4 on the team. We didn't get to use Trey Henry. He was one of our seniors, got hurt during football. And Austin Perez, he got hurt during football as well.
And the Chiefs dropped Game 1, 2-1 versus Mineral Wells, trying to avoid elimination this time. Unfortunately, though, it just wasn't the Chiefs' day on Friday. The Rams score 6 runs in the top of the 3rd, plus another in the 5th to lead 7-0. Bottom of the 6th, Lakeview not going away just yet. An RBI double to deep left center field cuts the deficit from 7-6. Chiefs would avoid the shutout at least. And in the same inning, Lakeview's going to add another run here on a sacrifice fly. Runner on 3rd tags comes home for the run, and 7-2 now. And the Rams would add just 1 more in the top of the 7th, increasing their lead to 8-2, and that would be all she wrote. Mineral Wells advances to the area round with an 8-2 win in Game 2. Lakeview's season has officially ended. And the Wallhawks, fresh off their district title, facing comfort to start their playoffs. The Hawks played a 3-game series, winning comfortably as they advance to the next round. The Hawks set to face Henrietta in the area round this upcoming week. In Mason baseball up now, they had a 3-game series by district series versus Thorndale. The Hunters would drop both games 8-0 and 8-2 earlier in the week, ending Mason's season at 14-7-1. The Bulldogs not moving on to the area round. Ozona baseball team opened a Classic 2A best-of-3 by-district series against Colorado City Thursday night at San Angelo's Nathan Donsky Field. Bottom 4th, Ozona up 10-0. Hudson Fowler batting, and Brian Serrano steals second base to get into scoring position for the Lions. Fowler at the plate still, base hit up the middle. That puts runners on the corners as Serrano steals 3rd base, and 2 batters later, it's Riley Barrera with a single on the right side to drive in a run. 11-0 at this point for the Lions, and then Colorado City catcher throws high on the very next pitch. It's mishandled by 2 infielders. That will push the lead 12-0 for Ozona. That would be the final play here. Lions win by the Mercy Rural Lions, facing Anson next round. El Dorado took on Wink in the by-district round, fresh off last week's season finale. The fellas were set to play a 3-game best-of-3 series versus the Wildcats, but Wink would take Game 1 and 2, ending the Eagle season as the Wildcats do move on. Cristobal up now. The Cougars catching heat at the right time. Cougars had a 3-game playoff series versus Forsan this weekend. Cristobal won Game 1, but the Buffaloes win Game 2, 12-1 in a commanding fashion. And Cristobal, in blowout fashion, would take Game 3, 10-0, moving on to the next round. Cristobal now set to face the powerhouse Holly in the next round, the area round. In our 7th and final recap, Miles moved on to the area round after their by-district win. The fellas faced off against the McCamey Badgers, winning this series and moving on after a 9-1 and 8-1 win. The Bulldogs now set to face Stamford. The fellas back in action again to close out next week. 7 entered and 4 move on in the Concho Valley. Coming up next on Season Pass, we transition to high school softball as the ladies entered round 2 of the playoffs. Don't go anywhere. We'll have scores and recaps after the break. Over to high school softball now. 4 teams have reached the area round, and they remain in the Concho Valley. The ladies from Wall would face Jacksboro for round 2 and would drop Game 1 of their 3-game series, taking Game 2 with an extra inning showdown that saw 11 innings. Game 3 was played Saturday afternoon, and unfortunately, Wall's season would end after a 10-5 loss in Game 3. The Tigers moving on. And the Cristobal softball team put its season on the line in a 1-game Class 2A area playoff round against Stamford this past Thursday in Clyde. We caught up with the Lady Cougars head coach Michaela Wise.
It's going to be a tough one for sure. They're a really big hitting team, just like we are. They definitely have a stronger pitcher, but I have high hopes that we can put the ball in play tomorrow.
And here's a recap of that game. The ladies had their hands full on Thursday night with Stanford. The pitching was the focal point for the Cougars, but it proved just too much. Cristobal ends their season after a Thursday tough loss, the Cougars reaching the second round of the playoffs before exiting. And the Junction softball team made the playoffs for the first time since 2018 with the Lady Eagles beating Bremen in the bi-district round. The ladies took on Milano in a one-game area round playoff game Thursday in Lampasas. Here's Junction's head coach Scott Freeman.
4 seniors, and they have absolutely played their hearts out this year. Been through some injuries during the season and really caught fire at the last 2 weeks of the year. And they put ourselves in a good position and finish second district and, win a playoff game and give ourselves a shot this week.
Junction's game on Thursday was moved to Saturday due to weather. The Lady Eagles lost 5-0 in their single-game playoff series. Their season officially over after a great year. And Menard closes out our softball recap. The Yellow Jackets faced Hold They Seta in a high-scoring affair. The Yellow Jackets and Bobcats going head-to-head in this one with the Bobcats taking this one 16-10, ending Menard's season. The softball season is officially over in the Concho Valley. And coming up next on Season Pass, the Central Bobcats are back in pads for the first time in 4 months. Don't go anywhere. Season Pass will be right back. As we all know here in West Texas, it's never too early to talk high school football. The Central Bobcats put the pads on Monday, and they will be in full pads this week during the spring workouts with the spring game just 11 days away. The Bobcats are in their first full off season with second-year head coach Mark Smith, who's using some of the same methods for conditioning and off-season regimens that he used at the collegiate level when he was at the University of Oklahoma. Central's annual spring game is scheduled for May 15th at San Angelo Stadium. The Cats went 4-6 overall and 1-4 in District 2-6A in Smith's first season last year. And staying with Central, it's been a big year for Central high school soccer signings. Bobcat senior Wes Nye is the latest one after he signed a letter of intent with Wayland Baptist University Monday at the Doug McCutcheon Room at the San Angelo Stadium. Central head coach Tony Vu spoke to the crowd along with Nye's father. Family, friends, and coaches were on hand to see this young man's dream of playing college soccer become a reality. Nye helped the Bobcats win the District 2-6A title this past season after the first playoff win in 12 years. The Cats went 13-5-5. We also caught up with Wes Nye to hear what he's excited about most and what he's thankful for as he looks back on the year.
This season was a really good season for me. I mean, out of all of it, I never thought I would come this far, so it's a great opportunity to have. This day I was very nervous, was not ready for it at all. Definitely my teammates. My teammates have been a big help getting me this far, because without the competition they bring, I would not be here.
And over to Mesa now, the high school girls golf team has built a dynasty by winning 4 straight Class 2A state championships. In junior, Ainsley Burns has won 3 individual state titles. The Cowgirls wrapped up state competition in Austin on Tuesday with a 72-stroke victory in the team standings. Ainsley Burns shot 72, 68, 140 for a 14-stroke win. We talked to coach Cade Burns, his daughter Ainsley, and sophomore Ruby Hills earlier on Friday.
Fortunate, we've had a lot of girls that have had quite a bit of playing experience as younger kids. They also are girls that, if we have a practice for an hour and a half, they'll stay 2.5 hours. They play on weekends. They get lessons. They do a lot of the things that it takes to be successful. The additional time involved. And so, they have to work at it, and we talk about that. But, the credit goes to them. They deserve all the championships.
I think one thing that stands out on our team is the work we put in extra, especially over the summer. A lot of our girls play quite a bit of summer tournaments. Actually, everybody does play quite a bit of summer tournaments, and on the weekends and in the fall, even when we're not in season, they still play tournaments. So I think that's really helped us.
It's been really fun, and it's been a great experience to just be a part with a great group of girls and have our great coach coaching us.
Signing before the break, Wall High School Abby Bailey and Celie Hughes signed letters of intent to join the ASU track and field team next season during a ceremony at the Wall Gym on Monday. Family, friends, classmates, and coaches helped celebrate the special occasion. Wall girls track coach Sean Beals and athletic director Brian Morrison spoke to the crowd and we wish these young ladies the best at the collegiate level. Next on Season Pass, we're joined again this week by Griff McClellan as he recaps everything Angelo State athletics. Don't go anywhere. Season Pass returns shortly. All
All right, everyone, welcome back to Season Pass. Tonight we start on the softball diamond where the Angelo State Rebels began their postseason journey in Canyon, Texas at the 2025 Lone Star Conference Tournament. First up for the 3-seeded Rebels with 10 seniors, the 6-seeded Eastern New Mexico Greyhounds in the quarterfinal round. Angelo State swept the regular season series 4-0, winning via 2 blowouts as well as 2 back-and-forth affairs. But head coach Travis Scott knows the LSC tournament title was up for grabs this year, especially with a handful of strong contenders in the lineup and an intense atmosphere as well.
Eastern is definitely a team that we had some really good battles with this year. We were able to take all 4 from them. You know, a couple of them we kind of blew them out, but the other 2 were really back and forth games and a lot of fun, a lot of good environment. They bring a lot of intensity to the ballpark. I'd like to think that we do as well. So they're a fun matchup right now because of the environment that they help create with their intensity.
And Thursday, the Rebels get it done in the quarterfinal round. Angelo State jumps out to a 3-0 lead in the second inning and never looks back in this one. Lauren De La Cruz has 3 RBIs, including a 2 RBI double in the second as well as a solo home run in the fourth. Ace pitcher Cheyenne Floyd pitched another complete game, collecting 7 strikeouts, allowing just 3 hits. Floyd got her 25th win of the year, and the Rebels defeat the Greyhounds for the 5th time this year, make that 5-0 sweep. And ASU gets its first playoff win since 2022. That being said, the next day, however, ASU falls short in the semifinals, losing 6-4 to UT Tyler. ASU scored 4 runs in the top of the 4th inning to lead 4-1, but UT Tyler responds with 5 runs in the bottom of the 5th, taking the lead for good. Cheyenne Floyd gets pulled in the 5th inning after giving up 9 hits in the day, losing for only the 6th time all season. The Patriots would go on to defeat top seed and host West Texas A&M in Saturday's LSC Championship 13-2. Now over to the other diamond. Angelo State baseball had no games this week, but that's because the #1 team in Division II baseball has enjoyed a first-round bye to kick off the LSC tournament. Now this past weekend, the LSC tournament opening series got underway, and as the Rams prepared to host the double elimination tournament 1 week later at Foster Field, they awaited the winner of Lubbock Christian and West Texas A&M in a matchup of the 4 and 5 seeds. The Rams don't return to the field until May 8th, so let's hear from Rams head coach Kevin Brooks and how his team has embraced the week off.
I do worry about the rust a little bit, but hopefully we'll be able to get enough reps amongst ourselves, and when we're playing ourselves, we're playing one of the better teams. So that's always a good thing, that we can have really good competition within practice. But biggest thing for us is the time. I think to help us hopefully maybe heal some wounds.
And looking ahead to the Lone Star Conference double elimination tournament, the #1 Rams host the Lubbock Christian Chaparrals on Thursday, May 8th, right here in San Angelo at Foster Field. The Chaps won a set of thrillers versus 5-seed West Texas A&M by scores of 11-10 and 17-12. As for the Rams, they went 1-3 versus LCU this season, their only series loss all year. It was a series of heavyweights the weekend of March 7th through 10th in Lubbock when Angelo State won Game 1, but LCU responded with 3 straight walk-off wins on their home field, including an 18-17 thriller in that series finale. ASU looks for revenge this time around in the first round of the double elimination tourney. The Lone Star Conference Track and Field Outdoor Championships concluded Saturday in Portales, New Mexico. Kylie Fresh takes home the women's heptathlon title with a mark of 5,063, winning first place in the 200-meter, long jump, and 800-meter. Gracie Stevens also finishes 6th overall with a 4,434 mark. The Ramblers totaled 174 points as a team, finishing 2nd place behind West Texas A&M. And the exact same goes for the Rams. The men finished 2nd with 121.5 points collectively behind A&M as well. Angelo State Golf begins the NCAA West Regional in Amarillo starting tomorrow, May 5th. Johanna Erling, Lacey Stevens, Mia Clark, Kelsey Klein, Caitlin Vanderkirk will compete as a team at the par 71 course, while Kara Knight will compete as an alternate golfer. Now, last time out at the Lone Star Conference Championships on April 21st, the Rebels finished in 8th place out of 12 teams competing, totaling a score of 931 at a par 72 course. Johanna Erling delivered ASU's best performance then through 3 rounds, finishing tied for 10th place among individual competitors with scores of 75, 75, and 73.
Although the NFL draft has concluded, some are still talking about it in Green Bay as the NFL saw success with one of the NFL's smallest hosting cities, hosting one of the NFL's biggest events. Here's that story.
It's been unlike anything Green Bay has ever seen. The NFL draft finally putting the historic city at the very center of the sporting universe. Record-shattering crowds, estimated at more than 500,000, piling into Titletown in the Lambeau Field parking lots, coming out in droves for both sunshine and showers.
Cannot thank Green Bay enough. Roger said it last night. People thought maybe it was too small. You turned out en masse. We could not be happier. Congratulations, Green Bay. You've done a heck of a job hosting this draft.
Out-of-town crowds were greeted with well-known Wisconsin hospitality, and the weekend wasn't just about celebrating football, but also our state's traditions.
Oh, it's amazing. Like, we don't have anything like this back home. It is absolutely amazing.
Wild costumes of faraway fans and our local favorites colored in the festive scene. What's the weekend been like for you?
Busy, very busy. You got to get your outfits together. You got to pick a different outfit for every day. It's a hard thing to do.
Green Bay might be pro football's smallest city, but it sure can throw the biggest party with a lot of planning from local leaders and the league. Right now, deconstruction of the NFL draft stage is underway behind me, with the roads fully set to reopen by May 6th. By the end of it, there may not be much physical evidence left to remind us of the draft, but it is certainly something that no one will soon forget. With such a standout event, we can all only wonder what's next for the city. But one thing is certain. The draft has only strengthened Green Bay's stature as hallowed grounds for football. In Green Bay, Timothy Leteau, Local 5 News.
Well, the Kentucky Derby came and went, and good old journalism was the favorite, and here's that story.
Yeah, no fake news here, and I hope that's the truth.
This is just solid journalism, and this is the horse to beat in Kentucky Derby 151.
When he came to us late in July of this summer, last summer actually, he touted his hand pretty quickly. So he started to get ready a little bit faster than your average 2-year-old. That's when we kind of started thinking that maybe he might be just a little bit better than average. And then obviously after his first start, we stretched him out to 2 turns, and that's kind of when good things really started happening for him.
Good things like a 4-race winning streak.
And journalism, sitting on the cusp of an impactful 3-year-old season, wins the Los Al Futurity by 3.5 lengths.
And here comes journalism right on by Barnes, and it will be journalism striding away powerfully to win the DK Horse San Felipe Stakes.
And even when he was boxed in the Santa Anita Derby, he was patient enough to wait for running room, and when he got some, he took off.
And journalism is kicking into high gear. Journalism and Baeza in a Santa Anita Derby showdown. It is journalism just in front of Baeza. Write this down. Journalism is the best in the West as he wins the Santa Anita Derby.
As I've said all along, if he couldn't handle that kind of trouble, pressure with 5 horses, it'd be awfully hard for him to handle it with 20.
Since his arrival at Churchill Downs, he's handled the crowds on the backside and has impressed in morning training.
I think when horses really kind of get in a routine and get in a pattern and win and keep winning, I think there's an air of confidence about them. I think they know they're good.
The biggest question seems to be about his jockey, 36-year-old Umberto Rispoli. This will be his 3rd Kentucky Derby. He finished 14th on Brooklyn Strong in 2021 and 9th last year on Endlessly. He says he's learned from those experiences.
But there is other 19 horses. You have to respect everybody. It's a messy race, you know. First time for every 20 horses they go around together on a mile and a quarter for the first time. So it's a wide open race, you know. I mean, I'm a sit on the horse, then he shows some potential, some qualities. But as I said, I have to respect everybody in the field.
Journalism is a son of beaten Kentucky Derby morning line favorite Curlin. He finished 3rd in 2007. Journalism hopes to rewrite that story on Saturday.
And some MLB baseball now. They had a full slate today. Houston and Texas both in action. The Astros were up first. This game called due to rain after 7 innings. DeCenzo would extend the lead to 4 in the 5th, but the Sox rallied for the final 5 runs to take this one. Stros now 17-16 on the season. And for the Rangers, the Mariners would strike first for their one and only run in the top of the 3rd, but the Rangers would answer back in the home half of the same inning with 6 of their 8 total runs to take this game. Rangers now 17-18 on the season. And that's going to wrap up this episode of Season Pass. Again, May the 4th be with you. I guess I'm going to catch up on those movies for the 4th or 5th time this year already. I know it's already May. And we have, looking ahead this week, we have Wall in action, Ozona in action, Cristobal and Miles baseball all in action for the next round of the playoffs, the area round, with the softball season officially over in the Concho Valley. We also have ASU baseball awaiting their game on Thursday, May 8th, as they take on a powerhouse Lubbock Christian. We also have the Rambells awaiting in just 9 hours. The Rambells find their fate in the South Central Regional for their positioning in the field that is going to be announced at 9 a.m. And as always, you can stay with us in the conversation over at Twitter. We only have 2 more episodes to go after tonight. We will see everybody again next week. Good night, Concho Valley.
Thank you for watching Season Pass, sponsored by City National Bank. For more in-depth stories, scores, and highlights, head to ConchoValleyHomepage.com. For more on today's stories, visit ConchoValleyHomepage.com. Closed captioning for the hearing impaired is sponsored by the Law Office of Rick DeHoyas.